This is a meeting of the Southfield Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered as a community meeting. There are 2 opportunities for public participation during this meeting, and comments are limited to 3 minutes per individual. The board will listen to comments but may not respond during the meeting. If you wish to address the board, please submit a comment card immediately. Roll call, Ashanti Bland, Board President.
Yvette Edward Duvall, Vice President.
Good evening, Leslie Love Smith Thomas, Board Secretary.
King Twitty, Student Rep.
Cassidy Tomlinson, student rep.
Dr. Jennifer Green, Superintendent. Taking minutes this evening is Ms. Carolyn Foster, Executive Assistant to the Board of Education and Office of the Superintendent. And our audio and video is being presented this evening by M1 Studios.
Can we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Yvette, will you lead us? Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Public participation. If you wish to address the board regarding a school-related issue that has not yet been resolved by school administration, please submit a comment card immediately. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per individual. As a matter of fairness, speakers with complaints against individuals are asked not to mention any persons by name. Complaints concerning employees pursuant to Board Policy 9130 should be brought to the attention of school principals or other administrators before coming to the Board of Education. Your cooperation is appreciated. Moshe Goldberg? Is he in here? You are the first one.
Do you wish to go at the end?
Oh, we have 2. Okay. Oh, no problem. Betty Robinson.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I got a couple of things here, and I'm pretty sure I will probably run out of my 3 minutes, but that's okay. I will continue at the end. First of all, I have a few concerns. I attended field trip for my granddaughter the other day, and of course there were several parents on the bus as well as staff, and we always discuss what's going on in the district. And they have a few concerns that I'd like to bring to your attention tonight. First of all, as I always mentioned last month, the curriculum. They want to know why the social studies and science curriculum is still not completed, and these programs they provide a highlight for the students, and we need to know what is the delay. There was also, I understand there was also a survey that was provided to the staff this year and at the end of last school year. We need to know what happened to the data for that survey and how is the district or the board using it to better themselves and the morale of the employees. Last but not least, how often does the board members visit the buildings? Your presence seems to be absent. You need to make a vested interest in getting to know the SPS community that you're representing. Our parents and staff need to know who you are, who's representing us, because after all, we pay taxes. Our taxes support the school district, and we like to see your presence in some of these buildings and some of our activities that they have. I was on the board for 12 years, and they always saw my face at student activities, at staff meetings, at PTA meetings, area council meeting. I showed up. You know why I showed up? Because these students were important to me. And my job as a school district, as a board member, was to support this entire school district, not only the board. Also, in the last meeting, you omitted the financial report and the bus report. That's the problem, because if you don't know where the money's being spent, how can you run the district? You are fiduciary to this district. You need to know where every penny is spent in this district. Busty Center, that is a program, a federal government program. You have to know where that money's been spent, because Busty is supposed to report to the school district every month, and those minutes should be in their report should be in the minutes. And Leslie, you know that because we were trained every year by people from the Office of Head Start. They require you to have a bus report written in that minute in our meetings every month. It wasn't done last month, so how do they know? We're not compliant. Secondly, there was no finance report. How are you going to know where the money's being spent if you don't have a financial report? The man sat here, he had a report, but he said move over to save time. That's the problem also.
Robinson.
Excuse me?
I said thank you.
My 3 minutes is up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please put me at the end of the session for my additional comments.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Is it Cyan? Sires?
Charnay Sires.
Sharnice?
Charnay
Charnay?
Sires.
Sires?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm just returning from last month. I had presented before the board an issue I was having with special education, and particularly the head of that department. I have filed a formal complaint. Nobody has followed up with me. I followed up with everybody in here at least twice. I even came here last month to the board meeting to present the issues regarding the harassment and bullying of my student who is in special education. She's here today. No follow-up, no apology from the teacher. They, again, tried to coerce my daughter. Still nothing. You guys didn't respond to me in that meeting either. So I would look forward to a response today, if that's okay. In addition to that, there's been issues with the bus. The bus drivers didn't show up twice this week. My students were marked truant. There are 3 truancies until suspension. My other students were suspended from last week. I tried to switch my students over on the bus. I went through 4 weeks of the process, went back through pupil services to the bus route to pupil services, and back and forth for 4 weeks. I was told Friday they would have a bus for me. Monday came around, no bus. Talked to talked to that person. The same person who told me would be a bus, no bus, told me it would be no bus. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I was told that you guys are fully staffed with the bus, you guys are competitive, but the bus drivers can't take a day off without the students missing school. So I'm just very concerned again. I have 4 properties in the city. I'm paying over $50,000 in taxes. It doesn't make no sense. I can't pay a portion of my taxes. They'll put a lien on my home. So I expect the district to do their full duties.
Is there anyone else? Okay. Does he want to go now? Or did he want to go? He wants to do the second one?
He did.
Okay.
He was gathering his
Thank
thoughts.
you.
Okay.
Board matters. Trustees?
Good evening. I would like to start by stating Happy Teachers Appreciation Week. Of course, I'm going to say Happy Teachers. Thank you. And I hope our teachers are being showered with gifts and love and appreciation. And I just want to encourage our teachers, especially still coming out of the pandemic. It's a challenge, especially with a lot of the incentives and perhaps some of the financial merits that we were receiving. And I say we because I'm also a teacher, as many people already know. And I can just imagine that this year has been particularly tough and challenging, especially because students are still getting sick. Families are still getting sick. Teachers are still getting sick. And so we still have to do this work, even in the midst of that. And so I just want to encourage everyone. We're a month out. Keep going. keep pushing, and of course, we are the real heroes, still fighting this fight and still doing everything we need to do in the midst of this pandemic. Of course, to our students, congratulations on a successful year, especially our seniors. I want to encourage you all to remain safe, especially as you prepare for prom, and as well as prepare your summer plans if you're looking to work or programming or whatever plans you are thinking of for the summer. I just want to encourage you to remain safe. We're dealing with some very challenging times right now where safety is, I know as a parent, I'm sure it's something that we we go to bed every night just concerned about our young people. And so students, please stay safe. And of course, to our families, as we end the school year, if in fact you find yourself with any updated contact information, please, please, please connect with our schools, connect with your teachers, connect with your administrators, because over the summer, even though it may appear that there's summer vacation, there's a lot of work that happens over the summer, and a lot of that is done to prepare for a successful upcoming school year. And so being able to provide the most up-to-date and accurate information is really dependent upon the schools having your most recent and current up-to-date information. So please, I encourage you, if you have anything that has changed, please reach out. Of course, again, as we continue to do the best we can in the schools to support students coming out of the pandemic with any type of learning loss, it is also very critical that our families partner with our schools, partner with the teachers. Don't be afraid to have those tough conversations. We're at the end of this year, but we can go into the next year successful when we partner, when we have realistic conversations about where are the scholars. Are they meeting the standards? Are they meeting the targets of this year? And so that they can go into the next year best prepared and set up to achieve. So just want to encourage everyone to keep hanging on. We have a month. 20. Well, I was told on Monday, 5 more Mondays. But that's for those who choose to take a summer break, because that doesn't include me. Thank you.
I would like to say Happy Teachers Appreciation Day to Trustee Smith-Thomas, to all the teachers and the building administration in the room. You are appreciated. I'd also like to say that there's been some great things going on in Southfield Public Schools. I just left Southfield A&T, looking at the practices outside. The tennis team is outside. Our softball team is on fire. We have our bowling team that will be here this evening. They also are having a communication camp on Friday, which I think is awesome at Southfield A&T. And they're going to be talking about how they can communicate with one another better, what they can do, what tools do they have. So as things as we disagree, we don't always have to disagree and let it escalate. So I'm excited to visit them. They're taking it off campus. I was like, y'all are fancy. They're taking it off campus. I'm excited to go there as well. Stevenson is having a science fair on Thursday, which will be awesome. Levy is having, is it the Big Shake?
Amazing.
Amazing Shake, and I'm excited to say that they invited some of us to be judges, so I'll be spending Thursday along with Dr. Green and some other people at Levy. But most of all, I would like to say, Friday is having a career fair at Thompson. So I will be speaking at Thompson K-8. I'm sorry, I went to Thompson when it was just a middle school, for their career fair, and that's all day. But aside from all that, I'd like to wish Dr. Green a happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Dr. Green works extremely hard for this district. She loves these children. You know, she puts her all into it. You'll receive emails from her from 6 a.m. until 11 p.m. And it's like, please log off. But we truly appreciate all the hard work that you do, and it does not go unrecognized, and we thank you. So we hope you enjoy your birthday. And thank you for all that you do. I don't think, did I miss any schools? Did I miss anything happening this week? Somebody is having a dance as well.
Yeah, the high school.
Okay, I knew I missed something, and I
school's band.
apologize. Y'all got a lot going on. MacArthur's having a dance as well.
The open house, yep, I was gonna.
Open house at A&T on Thursday,
That's
so
a district-wide.
that is the spring open house. So we have a lot going on in the district. If you're able to come out and support, we would definitely appreciate it. I know Dr. Green's gonna speak to it a little bit
Spring
more.
band extravaganza.
And our student reps probably are gonna report out on all the amazing things they have happening on their campuses. So, trustees, did you have anything else for board matters? Sure. So the communication camp at A&T, one of the trustees asked me to elaborate on, and I want to say that I was very pleased when I walked into Southfield A&T this evening. They actually have it going across their screens when you walk into their gym, headed into their lunchroom. So the communication camp is at the Weston on Friday, May 12th. It will be led by Principal Reese, Assistant Principal Kagans, and some of the counselors. What they have done is they've gone around to students who want to become leaders in the building and who want to really extend themselves past just students, and they're having this communication camp for 9th, 10th, and 11th graders only. It is from 8:30 to 1:30, and it says, let's talk about it. So I believe they have 4 different aspects. So they talk about using tools, what to do when, I believe who to go to, and there was one other facet of it. Principal Reese was talking kind of fast, but I will be there after I leave Thompson K-8. So that is what it will entail from 8:30 to 1:30 p.m. for our students. Yep.
Have an ask of the students that can be brought back to the board, like an action?
I actually think he's gonna have them report. Yeah, he's gonna have them present. I don't know what day that takes place, but I will definitely make sure that he sends us a calendar invite for that.
And impact several hundred students at the school, so they're starting with a certain group, but then it will continue. I believe that when they're finished, over 400 students will have gone through the communication camp, and then we'll have them come to a board meeting and present out to the trustees. Some more of my babies.
Trustees, any other board matters? Report of the student board representatives. We have Cassidy Tomlinson for University High School Academy. Cassidy?
Good evening to Superintendent Green and happy early birthday.
Thank you.
To the Board of Trustees, meeting attendees, and the extended community. My name is Cassidy Tomlinson, and I am the student board representative from University High School Academy. For the month of May, here is what University has planned for the enjoyment and academic fulfillment for its students. To begin, University's counseling staff, including Ms. Green, Ms. Lowry, and Ms. Abraham, as well as our senior sponsor, Mrs. Navis, recently organized University High School's annual 2023 Decision Day celebration. As a class, University seniors have accumulated $3.5 million in scholarships. Congratulations to all university seniors who made their post-secondary decision. Additionally, Amina Lawal received the Med Direct Scholarship from Wayne State University, which covers her undergraduate and medical school tuition. Yes. And she was the first from university to receive that scholarship as well. Yes. Timothy Forrest received the Bill Gates Millennium Scholarship.
He should stand up and be recognized.
He's also a member of our bowling
Cassidy,
team.
I'm gonna stop you for a second. Yay! There you go. That's awesome. That's huge.
where he'll continue his studies at the University of Michigan. The week of May 15th through the 19th will be Senior Spirit Week. The week of May 22nd will be dedicated to senior finals. Monday, May 22nd will be for 7th and 8th hour exams. May 23rd will be for hours 5th and 6th exams. There will be an early dismissal at 1:05 p.m. for seniors. And Wednesday, May 24th will be for 2nd and 3rd hour exams. Early dismissal at 10:31 for seniors. Thursday, May 25th at 10 a.m. will be the commencement rehearsal and cap and gown pickup for university seniors as well. The rehearsal will be at University High's campus. Already testing for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders began yesterday, May 8th. NHS and JHS, National Honor Society, and National Junior Honor Society will have their induction ceremony on May 19th at University's auditorium. The National Junior Honor Society will meet on next Tuesday, today, in Miss Van Erman's room, A104. University Middle School Student Council met today. University's 5K race to support lupus awareness will be on May 20th. NSBE National Society of Black Engineers will be hosting a game night after school from 3 to 4:30 on May 19th. There will be $5 for admission, and pizza and drinks will be sold. And thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great week.
I'm not on. And next, we'll have King Twitty from Southfield High School for the Arts and Technology. King?
Good evening to Dr. Green and the entire Board of Education. As the school year comes to a close, I'd like to thank the board members for allowing me to be the representative for Southfield A&T for the 2022-23 school year. I'd like to thank Board President Shanti Bland, Board Vice President Yvette Ware Duval, and Board Treasurer Amani Johnson for interviewing me to be a part of these meetings. This month is filled with exciting opportunities for our students to develop leadership skills and participate more actively in our learning community. On May 12th, we have our Communication for Change Day, which will provide our students with a chance to make a positive impact in our community. In addition to Communication Change Day, on May 22nd through the 24th, we will have Challenge Day, which will help our students develop teamwork and problem-solving skills. For the senior exams will take place May 22nd through May 24th. May 22nd, 5th and 6th hour exams, and after that, students will leave at the end of the day. On May 23rd, 3rd and 4th hour exams. Afterwards, students will leave the building after 4th hour. May 24th, 1st and 2nd hour exams. Afterwards, students head to the field house for graduation rehearsal. Graduation rehearsal will be held at Southfield High School for the Arts and Technology Field House on May 24th, and after the 2nd hour final exam. Graduation rehearsal is mandatory for all seniors. Distribution of cap and gowns will also take place at this time. For the senior breakfast/brunch, this will be held on May 25th from 12 to 2:30 p.m. at Wayne County Community College. Ticket sales will begin Monday, May 8th, 2023, in B201 during all lunches. The cost to attend is $20. And for the student versus staff basketball game, after jumping out to a 15-3 lead, the staff fell to the students, and the score was 31-18. The students cheated by being younger and more athletic than the staff in a fun event for all.
I love it. I love it.
For the spring extravaganza, this will be held on May 12th, 2023 at 6 p.m. The tickets are $10. This will include the orchestra, concert band, and marching band, and I'll be a part of the orchestra playing the double bass.
All right.
I'd like to give my congratulations to Cheyenne Moore for being awarded a $5,000 scholarship for the Woman of Tomorrow program also. On May 17th, 11th and 12th grade students will have the opportunity to get information from community colleges and training centers about trade and apprenticeship careers. Yesterday, May 8th, Southfield hosted a college decision day, and all of our warriors announced what college or trade they will be attending in the fall. I myself will be attending Wayne State University on a full tuition scholarship. Thank you. On May 16th, the administration and faculty will host an honor ceremony starting at 5 p.m. for all the seniors who have shown extraordinary excellence throughout their whole 9th through 12th grade career. Thank you.
So I just want to remind the trustees that Ms. Lightsey has sent you a form for Challenge Day to volunteer if you can. And I do want to recognize Ms. Lightsey because she is always doing things for the mental health of our students, our staff, and our community. I just appreciate her dedication to this district. So thank you so much for that, Ms. Lightsey. I didn't even know she was here. And congratulations to both Cassidy and King. We are very, you have made us proud. You have been absolute
Thank you for this
excellent
opportunity.
representatives.
Before we move on, thank you for the opportunity of allowing me to speak every month here and better my leadership skills, so I really appreciate it.
Oh, for sure. You've done an awesome job. So the next thing that we have is the report of the superintendent and bond updates.
Actually, Board President, there's so many things that are continuously happening in our district. I've had to take notes to remind me to share with our audience. I first would like to thank Cassidy and King for representing the district at the PTA conference this past weekend, whereby they did the Pledge of Allegiance, and I heard nothing but positive reports when I went on the next day to speak. So thank you both for representing us, not only to our immediate community, but on the state level. Very much appreciate that. As we've heard several times, this is a bittersweet meeting for me because I know that they're going to be going on. This is their last meeting. It's so hard. Graduation is exactly 1 month away. It's June 9th. So I'm sitting here with mixed emotions. I am pleased to share that after careful consideration and work with the Aretha for the class of 2023, we will be able to give 6 tickets per family at Southfield A&T, and we are also going to stream it live for those family members that are not able to be in attendance. So we were able to work that out. Very pleased. Also, through our various partners, again, through partner donations and not by way of school district funds, we are very fortunate. I will be able to issue, again, superintendent surprise scholarships this year at graduation. This year will be totaling over $10,000 that I've received in donations. So these scholarships, for those that have not been to the graduations in the last few years, are ones whereby students do not apply. I get out in the buildings, I get to know the students, and at graduation, I surprise them and their families with checks ranging anywhere from $500 to $1,000. At the graduation because of their leadership and their scholarship and just being great Southfield scholars throughout their senior year. We do not apply this to their financial packet. The check goes directly to them from the partners so that it does not impact the amounts that they receive from the colleges and universities. So we're very proud and, to my knowledge, one of the only school districts that afford our students that opportunity. Also, just received an email. We have spaces available and scholarships for our students in grades 9, 10, and 11 to receive a full ride scholarship to the Lawrence Tech Summer Camp. I have that information. I will be passing that along to the building level leaders on tomorrow, but I wanted to make sure that I announced it. And if someone is listening and wishes to apply for that full ride, we have that available for Southfield students. Next is that of our amazing Levy Jaguar Band. They opened at Cedar Point this weekend, performed against one other middle school and 2 high schools, and Levy Jaguars walked away with the first place award. Last but definitely not least, I wanted to share that we did an audit today of our scholars and their academic regalia for graduation. I need our seniors to slow down just a little bit and do some housekeeping with us. We have some seniors that paid their senior dues, yet failed to submit their height and weight requirements to Herff Jones for their regalia, and it is all custom, so they need to do that because it takes 4 weeks to get those items in, and as I mentioned, graduation is 4 weeks away. We have other students who submitted their information but did not pay their senior dues, so we need to make sure that that piece gets handled, and then we have some others that did not submit their information nor pay their senior dues, and we don't want those scholars to be without regalia on the day of graduation. So I know I have a lot of my senior babies in the room this evening. If you could please help me spread that word and make sure that everyone dots the i's and crosses their t's to ensure that we have a successful commencement program on June the 9th. Those are all of my immediate updates. Bond updates, it has been busy, but great. You see, we have Ms. Jones here, and we also have Mr. Anderson here, one representing Plan Moran Cressa, one representing Barton Mallow. On yesterday, as a follow-up to the conversation we previously had, we met with the Adler staff. It was a very well-attended meeting. I believe that all of their questions were addressed, and everyone left there feeling supported and optimistic about the work that is on the radar for Adler. One of the questions that came up was, when will we be speaking with the Adler parents? We are scheduling a on the screen with Dr. Green specifically for the Adler parents to discuss that. Also, let it be noted that when working with our transportation department, we had originally thought that we would have buses at Adler for the walkers, for them to get to Adler and then be transported to Eisenhower for the swing year. In working with Chris Schumann at First Student, I am pleased to announce that we will have all students routed, so no one will have to travel to Adler. We will have corner stops to take all of our babies from those locations to that of Eisenhower because it is on the opposite side of our district. So very pleased to announce those updates. You'll see under information items, a lot of our bids came back. This is probably the largest number of bid participation we've had here as a district in a very long time, and it's due in part to the timing of when we're able to do the construction in our district. Most districts do construction in the summer months only. With us having the swing space and being afforded an opportunity to relocate our scholars through the school year, we had a greater number of individuals engaged in that process. So very pleased with that work. Also, through our Monday meetings, we determined that the board will receive biweekly updates from me representing where we are with all of our projects, and then there will be a comprehensive monthly report coming to the trustees as well. Also, per the request of the board at the last meeting, we did provide you with the Excel spreadsheet outlining the costs associated with Eisenhower and bringing that back online. So I just wanted to reiterate that those items, if you've not had a chance to look at them, they are indeed in your email. Okay, now on to some of our other amazing programs and leaders in our district. We are very fortunate tonight to recognize our Bernie K-8 leadership, Mr. Edward Hill and Miss Tierra Baldwin. Please join us.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening to the board, to the superintendent, all the community members. We're here to bring you greetings from Bernie K-8 and tell you a little bit about us, a few highlights about us. If you haven't been there, come and check us out. But the PowerPoint that we put together will let you know a little bit about what's going on at Bernie. Hello, check, check. Hello, is that good? Okay, at Bernie, guys, first of all, we try to brand ourselves as a performing arts school. It's not too many middle schools you're going to find that offer the programming that we offer, and we want to fill you guys in, tell everybody about us, and hopefully we can fill these programs. Right now, we're about 440 students overall at Bernie. We have about 200 pre-K through 5 and about 240 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Here's a little bit about the demographics there. Host about 57 staff members, teachers, secretaries, paraprofessionals, and ancillary staff. About 229 male, 208 female students. We have something called a Little Steps program. It's a pre-K program that's there. That's included in our pre-K through 5th, and about 240 middle. About 68% official free and reduced lunch students. We offer several programs and classrooms there, ECDD, about 12 students. We have about 7 EI students, K through 8th, 7 students, ASD, K through 5th. We also have a resource room of 16 students and about 3 middle school students with 504s. Overall, we have about 19 K through 5th grade support service students and about 40 middle school students. We like to talk about the technology we have. We spent years trying to bring it in, to try to get in the classrooms, to bring them up to date. And we're proud to say that we have a smart board, a projector, an Elmo, and a laptop docking station in every classroom in the building. We have a one-to-one Chromebook for students, and proud to say for the district also. We have one-to-one computers for staff. We have 8 Chromebook carts, just in case, students don't bring them. We forgot them at home, mine broke and all that. We do have carts where we loan them out for the day also. We also have an iPad cart. We have a middle school technology teacher which sees K through 8th grade students, and in each of those courses, she introduces coding to the students. This is our mission statement. We put this together years ago, including students, staff, and community members. It's on our website. I'm not going to read it, but you guys can take a look at it, and you can find it if you check out Bernie.
Because we are branding ourselves as the Southfield Middle School, Performing Arts Middle School, we offer a variety of performing art activities. We have a dance program with a fabulous dance studio. We'll see the next slide. A choir. Our students are able to take choir, band, our art program, and we're hoping, the asterisk right there, we're hoping for next year to have orchestra and drama to round out our visual arts.
We're working on it. We're working on it. I like the way you slipped that in. We're working on it. We're working on it.
We have the space for, once again, an orchestra and a drama program to come on board.
We also have labs and studios. At Bernie, we are the only middle school, and I'm sorry, my allergies and sinuses have been so bad. One of the only middle schools that have an actual music lab and studio in our school. So we work with Mr. Randy Scott, which is a world-renowned jazz saxophonist, and he has done a phenomenal job with our jazz band as well as our music lab. So in the music lab, the students are able to not only write music, produce music, record music, he also teaches them about the behind the scenes of music. So the students every year make a CD, or now it's flash drives that they utilize. The students have to market, the students have to make the music, and then the students get to introduce this to our parents during our spring concert, and they get to sell and keep the proceeds from all the music that is made for them. So the students have to promote it. They have to figure out how much to sell it for, where it's profitable for them. So he wants them to learn the whole aspect of music, not just what they hear on the radio. So the students make actual videos. They do a great job, and it is really, the lab is furnished with with Apple computers. With Apple Computers 19, and our students get to go through that for a semester. We also have an art studio. 2 classes were made into one huge class where we have a huge art studio, which is fabulous. She does a lot of great work. And we also have a dance studio with Ms. Jennifer Hawkins, who also runs the Zone, who does excellent with our students in the dance studio. We also offer choir, and along with Mr. Scott's music lab, he also has a band room with the jazz band as well. Oh, and our jazz band will be performing at the open house at Southfield A&T at Thursday, so come out and support it if you can. We have a lot of clubs and organizations as well here at Bernie. So these are after school or some during school clubs. We have chess club that service students from 3rd through 8th grade. Since COVID has hit, we have not had National Junior Honor Society, so this is the first year that we were able to implement the National Junior Honor Society back into our school here at Bernie. Zonta Club is new again this year. Because of COVID, we had to step away, but they're back now. We have a drama club, a hip hop drama club, and the students in there are learning different drama skills. One of the teachers after school, student council. We also have male and female mentoring as well. And these are some of the organizations, clubs, and partnerships that we have here at Bernie as well. Athletic teams, we do offer boys and girls basketball, boys and girls track, volleyball, and cheerleading that starts at 4th grade for our students.
Okay, throughout the school day, if you guys really haven't been in the school, lunchtime is a pivotal time and a key time to where it can make or break your day. Okay, so we try and make lunch interesting. We try to keep kids involved because that's a lot of downtime it could be. So during lunchtime, we're proud to say that we got kids playing games. We got Uno cards. We got Connect Four. We got chess. And the kids are into this gaming and technology nowadays. So every day you see this type of setup if you walk to the cafeteria. Some of you have been over to visit it, and you've gotten beaten Connect Four. I won't say who, but you've been there. You played Uno and had a great time. But if you guys come over during lunchtime, you can join in with the kids. It's a nice time to get to know the kids also. And so we sit there and play games to try to make lunch a nice place to be. A few more pictures here of the students playing Connect Four and chess and gaming. Okay, for the elementary, our playground, and another request, Dr. Green, we need some more. Our playscape came over from another school. We need some upgrades with the playscape, maybe some swings or something with the students. What you see here, students here on the computers also during lunchtime. Our vision for the school, working with parents, students, and the school together, we want to work together to improve achievement and also become a key magnet school for the visual and performing arts programming. So we want to offer the whole gambit for students. I like to say, and I said it before, we want to be the fame of the 2023 or the 2000s. We want to be that. And how we're going to do that is nurturing and growing a growth mindset with teachers and students, teaching staff and students to work collaboratively, reflective instructional practices, enhancing school culture and climate, social-emotional learning, restorative practices, and PBIS. Some of the things that we are doing to grow administrators, grow teachers, and grow students. Delving into Bloom's taxonomy. The Charlotte Danielson framework, which is what we use for our observation tool here in the district. We read articles, we read books, we do book studies. One of the main things we're working on nowadays are the 5 competencies of social emotional learning, teaching staff and students how to find out about themselves, how to help themselves and deal with themselves so they can have a great day at school and come to learn. Same thing for growing teachers, talking about Danielson, talking about Bloom's, reflective conversations, doing walkthroughs and observations, giving them feedback about best practices, and also growing students, just teaching them how to learn and come to school to learn and having a growth mindset and building relationships and working with one another collaboratively. So that's all the talk that we do. You hear it all the time in school, and we hope that it's making a difference. What you see here is something we call the Bernie Bees. This is a matrix we came up with years ago, working once again with students, parents, and staff. We put together a matrix as to how to behave in every area of the building. Okay? This has since grown after the pandemic, and we have a column that deals with electronic devices. These cell phones are something else. You guys already know that. And so the updated matrix includes cell phones in the last column, but as you can see here, be safe, be responsible, be respectful, be peaceful. Those are things that we talk about during the announcements throughout the school day. The kids know that, and it identifies every area of the building we want you to conduct these practices.
In order to help students to just think about doing the right thing, we implemented some PBIS activities this school year. One of our activities was a school-wide PBIS program called Referral with a Smile. That is a program where students are given tickets. They're able to drop their tickets in a tumbling bucket inside the office, and each Friday names are called. These tickets can be given for students doing well on assignments, students picking up trash in the hallway, students just being kind. We have students that did well in tutoring or came to tutoring for the whole week. So the teachers are able to give those out. Our custodians have them. They're able to give them out for helping. And we even went as far as to give them to our bus drivers, because we know a lot of times they have behaviors on their bus that they're trying to change, and they're able to give them out as well. The students are really excited. We have a room set up, and in this room, the students are able to go in and pick out little prizes. We found some stores that was not that expensive, and we were able to pick up things. The teachers donated a lot. Chick-fil-A gift cards for the students, footballs, basketballs, socks, book bags, a lot of items that they can choose from, and the kids are excited. Every Friday, if we forget to call the names, they come and find us to make sure that we are calling, but it is an incentive for the students, and they really enjoy just coming to drop their tickets in the boxes every day.
So we are open for blessings, for donations.
Yes.
Whatever you guys think the kids might like, bring them on over.
Yes, we
Bring
would
them
love
over.
it.
We'll take 'em.
Yes. And these are just some of the tickets that we have, as well as our
These are some
ticket
of the
box.
actual tickets. The one that excites me is the one, the colorful one over there. That's from an actual bus driver.
Awesome.
Filled out, and we thought that it might make a difference on the bus, because a lot of times they come in complaining about the buses. So hey, here's 100 tickets for each of you guys. Use them, give them out, and it's making a difference.
We've also extended this to our teachers, so we have teachers that can nominate other teachers, and we try to pull names for them every week or every 2 weeks for the teachers and give them little tokens of appreciation, just to let them know that they're appreciated as well.
We're open to tokens of appreciation for staff.
Yeah.
Also.
So you know how to bargain,
Gift
yeah.
cards, anything you guys want to bring over and bless us with, we love it. Thank you.
Another program before we go into our academic is we did look at looking at a PBI's program for our middle school students that do well. So we have students that have not had any detentions, suspensions. The teachers have planned fun field trips for them. So we've been to Zap Zone, they've been skating, and these are just incentives, because we always deal with the students that's giving us a difficult time, and we wanted to figure out how to deal with the students that are doing what they're supposed to do, and to recognize that. So we have had 8th grade that went on 4 different field trips. The last one is at the zoo. 7th grade has been on 3, and 6th grade has been on 3 as well. The students and it has motivated students to stay out of trouble. So you hear students say, well, I can't get into an argument with you or act up because I want to be able to attend the field trip. So it really has helped out with our behaviors.
Since the pandemic, you guys, there was some hard times with the pandemic, and there's a lot of kids that are behind. They're not where they need to be right now. So we tried to build programming within our school day to assist these students with social emotional learning, academics, and so forth. So these are some of the things that we offer in our daily schedule. If you come to school during the day as a staff member or a student, you're going to encounter these particular courses. Advisory is first hour of the day. We want the teachers to meet and greet with those students and build relationships, get to know them. So students would pop off their day, getting off their chest or off their head, whatever's bothering them, and they can learn through the rest of the school day. That's advisory. Academic enrichment. We offer academic enrichment for the 4 core academics: science, English, math, and social studies. So the kids who aren't doing well, identified by iReady or identified by the teacher in the classroom by their grades, they're identified to go into academic enrichment, which is a smaller class, and they can get a double dose of the course that they're just struggling in. Common planning. We have common planning built in which the grade level teams, the 6th grade team, 7th grade team, or 8th grade team, have time to meet and talk about data, talk about what's going on. How can they help students? Meet with parents, meet with the counselors, meet with us. That's designed every day, and we want them to use at least a couple days a week to meet and talk about data. Common preps. Our core academic teachers, all the math teachers, all the science teachers, all the social studies and English teachers, they have a common prep in which they can have time every day to talk about vertical alignment of curriculum, to talk about what does the kid need to know when they come to me, and just align curriculum. We have learning lunch. Learning lunch is during the students' lunchtime, teachers tutor them. They can get passes to go to a learning lunch because they're struggling or they didn't do well on a test or a quiz. They can come and get that extra help during their lunchtime. And we currently offer after-school tutoring a couple days a week. I think next week is the last week. It's been approximately, 8 weeks so far? And we have good participation with that also. Community factors, community building factors, identifying needs and implementing programs. We have several organizations that have adopted us and working with us, and it's just been phenomenal just working with them. The Bernie Closet, the Zontas, they've actually set up a couple of weeks ago a closet in which families can come in or students can come in and grab toiletries or things that they need in their home, such as tissue, lotion, socks, and all sorts of stuff there, sponsored by the Zontas. We offer technology and curriculum nights. Nowadays, with kids having Chromebooks and homework being virtual and so forth, we want parents to know how to use a Chromebook, how to go into a Zoom meeting, and how to organize and get into MyStar and get into Schoology and all that type of stuff. So we try to help them with that. We have student intervention meetings. Students that aren't performing well and need some help, we meet with them. We strategize and talk with them about what they need to do to improve. And we always have reflective conversations about choices and decisions with the students. Community stakeholders and keeping them informed, we use parent link phone calls. We update the website regularly. MyStar and Student Connect we use, and we also send out weekly emails, updates, and establishing authentic partnerships. Delta Sigma Theta, Alpha Kappa Alpha. John Wesley Church is about a half a mile from us, and we're going to reestablish with them the after-school tutoring program. It kind of fell off with the pandemic, but we're going to bring that back. We just met a couple months ago, and we're putting things in place for that to start back in the fall. And also, as always, Michigan First Credit Union has been wonderful for us. Evidence-based and data-informed decisions. We try to be a data-driven school, a data-driven community, and we want to use data to drive instructions and make decisions within our building. So data identifies that students struggle with comprehending informational text. We identified that. How are we addressing and dealing with that? Well, we have literacy coaches coming over pretty much weekly. We see them in the building. And we've also implemented strategies in every single class, including electives. For example, in gym, you might see students walking and warming up, reading how to do the exercises, okay? Informational text. In art, they're reading historic information about the artists and so forth. So we try to implement that and embed that in every class, not just the core, but the electives also. So just using data to drive instruction. The lower achieving students, the pandemic has, it hurt all of us, and we're trying to address that, the social emotional needs as well as the academic needs. And you got to get the social emotional piece first before students are actually available to learn, and teachers are actually available to teach. So we try to drive home SEL for staff and students. We want everybody to know about themselves and how to deal with themselves so they can deal with other people. So some of the things that we do are learning style surveys. How do kids best learn? We have some that learn best by seeing it, some best by hearing it, some best by doing it. So we do learning style surveys. We do flexible groupings. You might walk into any class and see some groups working, some individuals working, teachers with kids, so flexible groupings. We utilize iReady data to basically identify deficiencies in all areas academically. We have a Title I teacher who pushes in and also pull out for our K-5 students. I talked about learning lunch. I talked about academic enrichment. The Gaining Ground tutoring was what it's called with John Wesley. We're going to bring that back. So we're just trying to address the social, emotional, and academic needs of our students. And that's the end. That's Bernie K-8 in a nutshell.
Don't leave. Look, don't leave.
Don't leave. Don't leave.
And also, guys, we have a list of end of the year activities that we have put together. I'll get that out to you guys. So we got concerts coming up. We got promotions coming up. We got career day coming up. I'll get that to you guys.
So before anybody else starts, I'm going to give you your flowers while you're in front of me because you've been in this district a very long time. You were my teacher, right? Track. You were my son. And my daughter started early fives with you at Bernie K-8.
Okay.
So you're spanning, I'm not going to tell your age, but not going to tell mine either. But it's been a long time, and you could have left, right? Everyone needs teachers.
Yeah.
But you've stayed. Your presentation was excellent. I emailed you and Ms. Ball when I asked, hey, when can I stop by your school? And you emailed me right back. And when I came over there, I saw everything in this presentation. right? I saw your art studio. I think it's very important to have male leadership, but strong male leaderships, and I think you're exemplifying it. I think it's no coincidence that you're going to Ron Clark Academy. I think it's no coincidence that you won that. I think you're going to be able to build your school up and branch it out, because we need the arts. And you guys, I mean, when I walked in there, I said, tell us what you need to. And you came in here and you sold it. She was counting everything you sold us to. She said, that's like the fifth thing, but that's what we need to hear, right? Because you never know who's listening and watching. And so I really, really appreciate you, Mr. Hill. And I know your students and your staff do as well. So thank you for this.
Thank you. Thank you
You're
all
welcome.
also for just the support, just the people in this room. As I look around, if I call and I need something, you guys are right there spot on. So we appreciate you guys too. And to community members, you're welcome to come check us out, do a walkthrough to see what we're all about.
Board President, if I may add to their presentation, not to respond to any earlier comments, but one may question what we do with our data. This is an example. You heard them talk about data-driven decisions. You heard them talk about responding to the students' needs, responding to the staff's needs. And part of what we heard throughout all of the survey information we collected was that of creating Bernie into a FAME-like school. That having been said, when we wrote the bond proposal, one of the educational pathways is that of fine and performing arts. Therefore, we will be investing in those additional programs,
Wonderful.
having been lifted by Mr. Hill and Ms. Baldwin this evening. So you can look forward to that in the very near future.
And I know we got a young crowd in here. If you guys don't remember
Don't know
Fame,
Fame.
Google it. Check it out. Google it. It was. I used to watch the show.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you, everyone.
Through the chair?
Yes, ma'am.
I did have one
Don't
last
leave,
thing.
Mr. Hill, don't
Oh,
leave.
Mr. Hill, they're not done with you.
I did have one thing. Mr. Hill is phenomenal. He has, I was really blessed to be able to learn up under him and continue to learn. He think he's going somewhere. I told him he can't leave. We're in this together. But today is also his birthday, so he's taking his time. He does not like his birthday. I had to call him out. He does not like, he's going to get me tomorrow, but I just need you all to know that today is his birthday. He is still putting so much with making sure this presentation is good and being
Wait
here
a
on his
minute
birthday.
now. It's your birthday. Let me say, Mr. Hill has not missed one thing. Through the pandemic, he was on the screen for student hearings. He comes in for them. He is prepared. I was supposed to remind him about this day. Didn't. He still showed up. I mean, seriously, when I emailed him to come into his school, he was ready. Him and Ms. Baldwin were right there. They walked me through the kids. Hey, Mr. Hill. Hey, Mr. Hill, let me tell you what I did. And I'm just looking like Mr. Hill hasn't changed. You've always been present. I really do appreciate, I did not know it was your birthday, Mr. Hill. I mean, seriously, that's dedication. Don't hit her.
Wait, our talent management
I
person is
just-
in the back. Did she see
I
that?
just really have to give you that credit because that's dedication. I'm sure your family had a nice J. Alexander meal
They're
prepared.
waiting on
They
me.
waiting on you. So we're going to let you get out. I know a couple of our trustees had some questions and comments as well.
And before they go into the questions, I would also like to acknowledge Mr. Hill's better half, who was an employee for our district for many years, who is now working at the university, who this past weekend became Dr. Jolia Hill. So congratulations to the Mrs. as well.
Earned that too, guys. I got that too.
Through the chair. I just have a couple of comments for you all as you stand before me with all of your excellence. First of all, as it relates to you being the bridge to our performing arts and the fame, as we are going to phrase Bernie, it would be really helpful for us to try to bridge that gap between fame, Bernie, and our Southfield School of Arts and Technology, so that I know we do have the funding that we will make sure that students will be able to go to Southfield A&T and be proud of what they'll continue and as they learn from Bernie. The other thing that I have is your PBIS. It is really wonderful to hear that students are being rewarded for good behavior. You know, kids don't often say that they like competition, and we always find a way of modeling the bad behavior. So thank you for recognizing the good behavior. And the last thing I have real quick is I appreciate you and all of our teachers here in the district, as our Secretary Smith-Thomas pointed out earlier, in working and applying for educational supports and life experiences that you've given them here at there at Bernie, as well as the other schools that we support here. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No. I'm just smiling and I'm beaming, and my whole heart is just like, yes. First of all, happy birthday. This is not the first Bernie presentation that I've seen, but I'm so excited about what I see happening now at Bernie. This is really exciting to see. And just like some of the other comments that were already mentioned, your PBIS, as soon as you started talking about it, I wrote right here, donations. So you can expect some donations from me.
We need it.
Yes,
Thank
because I just think that, and my question was, in addition to all of the things you already listed, have you noticed the change in the students holding one another accountable?
And we have. It has, I have, especially for the field trips, like our middle school students who usually, tend to act out. They would say, Ms. Baldwin, oh, we can't get in trouble. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not getting into this altercation because I won't be able to go. They're really holding themselves accountable, which was great. We did not have any 8th grade suspensions before December for the whole first semester due to these field trips and planning. So it really have helped improve behaviors in the school.
And the tickets that they can earn, it's just nice to see the kids trying to do well. And to see them come running down to the office, waving these things, to drop them in the bin, it's exciting to see. On Fridays, when we pull those names, they come running right down there to pick and choose whatever they like to choose as their reward. So
That's wonderful. One thing that I also really loved, you list all the staff persons, right, that are surrounding the lives of our scholars who have buy-in and investment in this process. Because for me, that does a couple of things, right? It changes the dynamic and it shifts the respect between the scholars and the adults, not just the teachers, not just the administrators, right? But it also brings in community. They start their day with the bus driver. So it brings another lens and perspective that the bus drivers, the custodians, all of the staff people who are working with them have an opportunity to really buy into this. And that's just phenomenal that you were able to be inclusive in that way. I really just, I could go on and on with all the things. I'm just really excited. But the things that jumped out, advisory. I had mentioned this a couple years back. So I just encourage Dr. Green, your team, how can we make this district-wide, right? Especially, and you hit it, right? You said, coming out of the pandemic, we're seeing the challenges. We're seeing the challenge, what the students are carrying and the weight they're carrying. That's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like you said, available to learn, available to teach, not just the scholars, but the teachers as well, right? Being able to start the day in that way. Just amazing. And, I just say kudos to you. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where your school, where Bernie's going to continue to go. You can expect to see some donations from me for both the scholars and the teachers for both ends in that way. And so kudos and anything I can do to support. Congratulations and happy birthday again.
thank you. Thank each of you. And we appreciate you guys and looking forward to just the remainder of the school year. And have a good night, everybody. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Dr. Green, through the chair, before you move on to the next item, I did want to just recognize you and appreciate you and for the community members who may have the agenda. One of the last asks in our study session was that you list the funding source next to the different projects, and I can see that is listed here on the agenda, so I just want to thank you for that and share with the community that if you're wondering if it says bond or ESSER, that's what that's related to. We've had several community members who have been keeping track, as you should, of the due diligence of the finances and the grants and the dollars and the funding streams that we are getting in the district, and so it was lifted in the last study session that we have those things listed so that we understand how these projects are being funded. And so I just wanted to tell you, thank you for making that an immediate action. Thank you.
You are most welcome. And I see that some of our scholars are leaving, some of our babies. So if I could ask our Booster Club to hold on for just a second so that we can move up our young scholars, because they do have school tomorrow morning and they start very, very early. I see some of our scholars left out, and I hope
Was that
they
the
didn't go
bowling
too
team?
far. Nope, that wasn't the bowling team that
Okay.
left out. That was part of BPA, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. So I just wanted to make sure that we had a chance to give our roses to our scholars before they left out for the evening. First being our historic bowling team. You may recall that when this administration came on board, we were immediately contacted by parents letting us know that we no longer had a bowling team and that they wanted to reestablish that bowling team. So that was something that we made as a priority, and we are very proud of the work that they have done, to the tune of them receiving a number of scholarship and actually making history this year. So if the bowling team can all stand, come up front just to be recognized, and if the coach is here and would like to say a few words, we invite the coach to the podium.
Oh, that's right. I can't bowl worth nothing. Tell y'all that right now.
And when you speak of connections, our coach is also on staff, so
on,
please,
Coach.
please, you are connected to our young people in so many ways. We're so proud of the work that you're doing.
We are just honored to be here.
Oh,
Everybody couldn't make it, because a lot of our athletes are actually multiple sports. So they're in spring sports, outside and everything. Aiden, come on up.
Who was this little man?
That's our future warrior.
I know that's right.
Coach there.
Go Warriors.
So we have our captains here and all of our coaches were able to make it. We're missing one captain. But we actually had a very, very successful season this year. And most of our students are graduating. Just about all of them are seniors. So we have our girls captain, Samantha Mason. She's a junior at A&T. We have Coach Dotson, who's the assistant coach.
Thanks,
of the
Coach.
men's team. My other assistant coach, Johnny Mason, he handles our JV teams. And our junior coach, Aiden Mason. He attends Thompson K-8.
Okay.
And then there's our scholar and captain, Tim Forrest.
Good job.
And one of our co-captains of the varsity men's team, Gregory Vaughn. They both attend university.
We got our team mom over there too.
Team Mom. Let's go, Team Mom. Woo!
That's Gregory's
job.
mom, Miss Vaughn. And Mrs. Forrest is over there taking a video for us.
I love it.
So our girls were undefeated in our division, and they made it to states. We made it to the team states as well as singles, and then we had one boy to make it to states singles. So it went very, very well this year. We actually made it to states 2 years in a row, but we just had Samantha that made it to state singles last year. But that's fine. We have made progress each year. We won several tournaments this year. The boys came in second in multiple tournaments as well. It's like we were right there each time. So I am super proud of them, and I would like to give them a round of applause myself. And this year, we're hoping to be able to grow the program with a feeder program from the middle school. So we're trying to work on that with Plum Hollow, but they're kind of going through a transition. But that's our future plans, is trying to do that feeder program. And coming up, we want to get more bowlers coming in. So if anybody has any children that are interested in bowling, please make sure that they look out for our flyer coming up for the fall season. We usually send that out in October because we start practicing in November. Thank you. One last thing, the bowlers can come from both university and A&T. Thank you.
You're welcome. I have a quick question. Do you guys have a Facebook page or an Instagram page just for your bowling team? You do?
We do have a page. If I could get your information after the meeting, definitely add you to
sure.
it.
I want to make sure as we build out our district website, we're able to kind of link these things. So when people see it, they can click on it and know where you guys are.
Okay.
Yep.
Actually, Board President, if I could connect them with Ms. Cash, our communications person who's here in the audience this evening, we'll make sure that we get you more publicity for the great things that you're doing.
Thank you.
And for those people, and I'm going to put someone on the spot this evening, for those who wonder what happens to our bowlers when they leave, I must take a point of privilege this evening.
Yep.
While Ms. Jones-Williams is here in her official capacity, she is also the mother of one of our alum class of 2019 from University High School, Adante
Yes.
Jones, who will be graduating on Saturday from Clark University.
Yes.
Who was and is still very much an avid bowler, received all types of awards, made the dean's list, was a scholar athlete
Come
for
on,
two different
Adante.
organizations, and was voted by the team as the most valuable bowler and received the team sportsmanship award. So congratulations to you.
Good job, Mom.
He's our assistant coach, too.
Our students are amazing, and they come back and volunteer in their community, yes.
They do.
He was and will continue to be volunteering with the team, as his mom will be working with us for the next 10 years. So we have a direct pipeline to him. So we're very proud of all of you.
Yes.
Thank you for being here this evening.
Congratulations. Good job.
I'm sorry, and the kids wanted me to remind you, to state all of their individual accomplishments as well. So they had high score awards, they had first team awards, they had tournament awards, where they all qualified for different things. It's so many that it would take me about another hour to say all of those things, but I just
They're
wanted
awesome.
to make sure that you all knew they are awesome.
They
Yes.
are,
Okay,
they
do not
are
vote.
indeed. Next, joining us this evening are our students representing the Business Professionals of America, and their
yeah.
sponsor is here with us, Ms. Cheryl Dunn.
Yes.
They're quite dapper,
They look good.
our dapper students.
Oh, that's right.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
I'm not even going to talk much because these are our business students. They're in our career tech ed programs. They represent students that are in our business program, our finance program, our marketing entrepreneurship program, our IT program. Ms. Brown Perkins, am I forgetting one? No. And so these are all of our students that are thriving in all of our career tech ed programs, which are led by our esteemed person over there, Hallie Snyder. So
Hallie.
thank you, Hallie, for leading this individual here. So I just wanted to start, I'm gonna let them talk, but I just want everybody to know, when we started this school year, I only had one student that returned from last year. So what you're seeing today and what I'm gonna let them talk, this is all new. Lucky is literally the only one that was here last year, and that was his first year. And he's my president right now, and this is QSA. Vice President Michael is our historian. Ms. Brown Perkins over there is our other advisor, and we also, Ms. Williams, Gwendolyn Williams is an advisor with us. Ms. Mariah Wilson is my secretary, and Ian, everybody probably already knows, Ian
Yes.
Blakely. Mr. Ian Blakely. He's our fundraising chair. So I'm going to let Mr. Lucky talk to you all and tell you what we've been doing all year.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It's great to see everybody. Is this mic on? Okay.
Yeah, you gotta yell in it.
First and foremost, I want to say what started off as a team has eventually grown as a family. And this year, it's been a great year. We've went to nationals. You know, it takes a lot of work to get to nationals. You know, we started off at the district level, and that only is District 6 of Michigan. I'm sorry, I'm really nervous seeing a lot of faces, but I'm excited to talk tonight because, you know, Business Professionals of America is something I'm genuinely passionate about. But starting off at the district level, we moved on to states. And to say that we had a state qualifier standing right next to us, Mariah has actually placed, fourth place in fundamental desktop publishing in the state.
That's awesome.
And we do have a lot of others. Myself, I did interview skills, and I placed 9th in the state of Michigan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we also did have our video production team and our small business team as well. So first and foremost, BPA is all about bringing students in different aspects of a business. You know, the business field is a big, really big field, and there's so many aspects to it. Maybe it's the way you hold yourself in an interview, maybe it's the way you conduct a speech, or maybe it's the way you make posters and advertise. We put all those into competitive events where you compete against people in your district, state, and the national level. But the reason why I'm here talking today is because we did receive money to attend the National Leadership Conference, and which we are very thankful for. So thank you so much for that. And I'm not going to take too much time behind this mic, but at the National Leadership Conference, we did take the time to connect with many individuals. I'm going to let Qusay talk about the way he connected with video production influencers.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Qusay Al-Kahil. I'm your vice president. And on the National Leadership Conference, I met with a lot of great people. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it was actually produced and it was broadcasted live to everybody to see online. And me being a little curious, I walked up to the camera guy. Excuse me. What do you do? And he was very kind. Everybody was very kind. I didn't have that expectation, actually. I thought they would just shoo me away and just kick me out. But no, they were very welcoming. They let me in, and they just gave me a lot of insight, right? Me, myself, I want to go into film production. I want to do film production as a job. And that really gave me a lot of insight on the industry, how it works, what's the dynamic. And I was very thankful for this opportunity. I made a lot of connections through LinkedIn, actually. So that is something that's under my belt right now. I'm just grateful for that. And that's another thing that BPA offers. It offers a lot of opportunities for our students, actually. And that's something that I really like about it. This is my first year, so I gained a lot of it, a lot of value from it, actually. And I hope that in the upcoming years it grows bigger and bigger, because really a lot of students at A&T need to take advantage of this program, because if you want to go into the medical field or digital production, anything, there's connections that you can make. I mean, the connections that I made branched out to other people, and hopefully this summer, maybe, it's just a little rumor, I might be getting on a set, so.
That's awesome.
Maybe. Thank you guys so much.
Continue on to the connections we made. After high school, I will be attending the United States Marine Corps. And just to show, thank you so much, thank you. It just comes to show that Business Professionals of America isn't only about business. You know, I tell students that out of this organization, you could gain professionalism. You know, the way we talk to somebody. You know, obviously, we can chill and, you know, have our own little slang, but it's a switch that you have to, you know, talk to others with respect. And I believe that this organization really, truly shows that off. You know, as we talk to others, I didn't know that there was a lot of people in the Marine Corps and Business Professionals of America. You know, we have a lot of downtime. Well, not a lot, but we have quite a bit of downtime where we're able to exercise and whatnot. So I'm taking my jog in my Marine Corps shirt. And, you know, I see other fellow poolies, which are in the entry program. You know, they wave at me, say hi. Maybe we connect on LinkedIn as well. And it just comes to show that Business Professionals of America is all a big family at the end of the day. And I can't be any more happier that the Southfield is part of this organization. One more thing that I have to cover is our community service. And one thing that BPA is part of is really covering every aspect of life, which is social activities. You want to have fun in this business world. And as well as community service, fundraising, and yep, just about that. Our community service as far covers, well, this year I wanted to cover more on, environmental awareness and environmental issues. So this year, and our next project we're working on is linking with a animal shelter, and we are trying to get as many students from Southfield A&T to work volunteer, at an animal shelter. And, just crunching those 5 hours that we all need.
Awesome.
And I do want to pass it on to our historian, Michael Castone.
Good evening.
Hello, everybody. As he mentioned, my name is Michael Castone. This is my first year in BPA, and I've only have good things to say about it. Going in, I was a pilot. I'm a pilot, everybody. I've been flying out of the Tuskegee Airmen in Detroit, Metro City. And although I don't plan that to be my future career, it is definitely something I'm grateful to be involved in. I plan to be a zoologist when I get older, and as Vice President and President Lucky Shankar and QSI said, Nationals was a big opportunity for me because I was able to practice social skills, I was able to network with a lot of people. It was a lot of people there. We had China there, we had Alaska, Hawaii, and Mexico, New Mexico. We had a lot of people there, and I got connections to the zoologists there. And I'm so happy to be a part of BPA. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Ian Blakely. I am the fundraising chair. BPA is a great organization. This is my first year, and it has taught me a lot about leadership. I also am the class president at Southfield A&T, so I work with Dr. Green, and King is actually one of my board members of the senior board, and I also will be attending Wayne State on a full tuition scholarship. So it's just taught me a lot. It's a great experience. So I encourage you all who are going to high school or already in it to join PPA. It's a great experience. Nationals was excellent. I enjoyed myself, and it's a great learning experience. And that's all I have to say.
So you asked about social media before. Mm-hmm. What's our social media so they can follow us? Yeah. We just started our social media campaign, and these guys have really gotten so many followers. They're on there. They show everything that we do. They've been really active this year, so please follow us.
Yes, please follow us at Southfield BPA. If you go in there, me and these three, we have done skits that have gotten thousands of views, even recognized by Michigan BPA's local chapter. And I encourage you guys to all go look at it. We have some really nice videos and everything. Yes. Instagram, by the way, Michigan BPA.
Wait, Michigan BPA or
Michigan
Southfield BPA. Southfield BPA, I'm so sorry.
So I do want to say to the sponsors, the advisors, this is your walking advertisement. I'm sold. I was able to see Ian at the senior meeting. He was controlling all aspects of the laptop, and we had a conversation afterward. And I asked him, I said, when you finish at Wayne State, you're going to pay it forward. He said, of course. I mean, there was no hesitation. So, I mean, the pride that these children have, just the way they walked in here, right? And the articulation, and they're speaking up, and they're standing straight. Their posture is good. You all should be proud. I know we always talk about what our kids aren't doing, but this right here is what they actually are doing. So thank you to both of you for investing in our children, because you're here. It's 8 o'clock. You got to school about 7, if not before. So I appreciate it. And to all of you, we look forward to seeing what you have to do. This is impressive. I hope you're proud of yourselves. It's a very good job.
Board President, if I may add, to continue paying it forward, the district will be sponsoring 20 students to attend the Aviation Day with the Tuskegee Airmen on May 18th or 19th in the next 2 weeks. So we are continuing to pour into our young people so that they can continue. And then, Mike, I have a request from M1 Studios. If you would please connect with our scholar that will be going into the film industry. We would like to assist him in getting there. Thank you.
Just to end it off, I would like to mention the kind of family we have built, because you have to realize it's a bunch of like students that you've never met before just getting together. And I was kind of like left with that to make us a family. And I feel like I was successful with that this year. I feel like we have created such a strong bond from going to regionals, to state, to nationals. I mean, these are my brothers and sisters, if I'm speaking honestly. So being kind of in charge of that is really an honor. And just for the parents and everybody who's interested in BPA, just know it's a safe environment. It's very inclusive, and everybody's welcome, you know? So it's very fun for the students as well. Nobody was left behind. I mean, ask everybody. Nobody was left behind. I made sure of that. Nobody was left behind. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that to make sure you get it out of the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep talking. But no, just to end it off, I see a lot of people in the crowd, and to our future warriors, I want to bring to you guys an organization that forces you to go beyond your limits and reach your potential and find your purpose in life. And I find that BPA is just gonna do just that. So thank you guys so much for your time.
Can I say something? Okay. I just want to say congratulations to all of you. That was an amazing presentation. I really enjoyed it. This is not only a huge accomplishment for you guys, but also Southfield Public Schools. So clap it up for that. And I wanted to know, Dr. Green, when can university have programs like this?
When did the board meeting become a pressure cooker for the superintendent? I love it. We can begin any program at any school at any time that will benefit our scholars moving forward.
Thank you. Thank you all.
It is really, really hard to follow that act. I know, and I apologize for putting the pressure on the next group, but after the babies stand on the shoulders. They stand on the shoulders of giants, and those giants are our parents. And what makes Southfield Public Schools great is not only that of our staff, it is that of our parents.
Yep.
And we cannot do what we do without the support of our parents. So next, I welcome to the podium our Athletic Booster Club.
And to our two student board reps, I know that it's May and you have a lot going on. If you do need to dismiss early, please feel free to go. You know, we understand that you're seniors and you have things to do.
But it's your last board meeting, so stay a little longer. I'm sorry. I'm going to miss you.
Is there one in June, or this is like the last one?
You will be graduated. Yeah.
You can come back if you wish to come back, even though
you
you'll
definitely
be an
can.
alum. You can come back.
You'll be an alumni.
Okay.
So we're here representing the Athletic Booster Club, but I can't start because my heart is full. My heart is full, and you know, she just asked about BPA at university, and our theme of our Athletic Booster Club is better together. And we don't have to keep reinventing the same thing or duplicating the same thing. We can partner at university just like we take kids over to A&T for basketball. We can take them over for BPA. I was in BPA and I competed. And when that young man said it's a family, what we're presenting today is us being better together. And it starts with the people. A lot of times we think when we first start our business or our whatever organization, the first thing we need is organization. We need money. We need buildings. We need this. We need people. That's right. It's the first thing. We need people. And we're here today representing the parents. We're here representing the parents. My name is Marie Banks. I'm the vice president of the Southfield Athletic Booster Club. Our president is not well today, and all of a sudden I'm not 100%, but I'm here. But those young people, to see the lady with all the 6 kids who behaved perfectly throughout the whole meeting, I had to run out and tell her, I don't know what you're doing, but God bless you, and he's going to continue to bless you because you had 6 kids in here that didn't make a sound for an hour and a half, and I think my phone went off like 2 times. And I'm a grown woman. So I thank you for your time, to the board members, to our student representatives, to our superintendent, to our bowling team, to everyone here tonight. Thank you for this opportunity to present to you. One meeting we had a month ago, Mr. James Jackson came, and we were just sitting there grappling, like, how can we change the culture of athletics at Southfield Public Schools? Mr. Jackson and Vanessa are alumni, and they talked about the Southfield culture where it was just proud to be a Southfield athlete or a Southfield student. And I, too, as a Cass Tech alum, remember a couple of my friends who chose to go to Southfield, and we never, ever looked down on that. We actually said, okay, well, that's cool, too. So, but the first thing we thought about was, we have to unify. When our shirts here that Vanessa made, it has the Southfield A&T and it has the University U on it. We're better together. My daughter is a student athlete. She's a 4.3 GPA student at university, but she also is a starter on the varsity basketball team, and she wears Southfield A&T just as proud as she wears her U on her Letterman jacket. And so when we talk about better together, we're talking about parent involvement. A lot of times we like to look at the school district. We see athletes. Our middle school program is growing so well. Our athletic administrators are doing such a great job. But our best athletes leave the district sometime because we don't have a culture here. I'm not going to say we don't have a culture here. Nobody sees the culture that actually is here, because if people actually saw what went on in this room, it would make you want to be a Southfield Public School student, and it would make you want to be a Southfield Public School family. So we're coming here asking you guys as board members, but as parents, I don't know where the camera is, as parents, we see you come out to the middle school events, the elementary events, but you gotta come out to the high school events as well. And it doesn't matter if your child doesn't play sports. We, on our girls basketball team, we had 3 girls get full academic scholarships to the University of Michigan, one of which is the valedictorian of University High School. Studies have shown sports. I took my daughter to the NCAA Final Four in Dallas, Texas this year. And one thing that I heard was 52% of C-suite female executives were college athletes. Okay? 52%. So it's not like when we put emphasis on sports, it's not to deactivate the emphasis on academics, because you saw what was the Bill Gates scholar was a student athlete. Was a bowler. And so we have to come out to the games, support, volunteer your time. And as an alumni, if you're an alumni, don't just sit in the tent. Get in the stands and get these kids in check sometime. Let them know that we're not going to let our culture go down the tubes. We're going to continue the culture that was in this room, on the field, on the courts, in the classroom, everywhere. So we represent a parent body from every sport that's offered here. And if your child is in that sport, you need to participate in your booster club. But guess what? We're going to have Vanessa speak in a minute, because even if your child has graduated, you can participate in the athletic booster club. Because if you look at other schools, you'll think, oh, they have all this money and they have all this. No, they have parental involvement and support. I don't see, it may be teachers there. I'm sure there are teachers there. I'm sure the superintendent shows up. But what I see all the time is a crowd full of parents and grandparents that come. So Friday nights, come out to the game. I went out to the softball game earlier today, and these board members can't come to everything. The parents, like, I don't have a daughter in Southfield softball, but come out. So we're gonna have a table at the open house on Thursday. Please join us. Encourage your young students. My daughter just signed up for middle school track. Who knows where that goes? Right. She might be a track star. Who knows? But that's incentive. Get your homework done before you go, or so never look down on sports. Look at it as a stepping stone to increase the culture, to make it more inclusive at Southfield. But I'm just happy for you guys. But I'm just warmed by this meeting tonight. I'm not going to stay before you long. Vanessa, she's going to put the pressure, because she applies a lot of pressure.
Positive pressure.
Hi, Vanessa Gregory Solomon, and I was one of the original founders of the Southfield Booster Club in 2017. I'm an alumni of the district. My son is now an alumni of the district. He graduated in 2019. I don't have a child anywhere else in this district, but I'm still here. And I'm still here whenever they need me, for whatever they need me. I go to games, I support them in any way I can. So we're just asking that of other parents, other community members, the school board. I mean, we'd love to see you out at any of the games, my son played football and ran track, and I noticed he did better in school as he was doing those things because it taught him time management. It taught him how to prioritize what he had to do. When he wasn't playing or running or anything like that, I noticed his grades kind of slipped. It was like, okay, we got to find something for you to do because you don't know how to control your time if you don't have something to do. So let's keep you busy. Let's get you doing something. So he became a team manager for the girls' basketball team one year, and they went to the state, and he was like, I want to go. So it was like, okay, so I let him go. And he was as proud as he was as of how well he did in track for those girls. So, let's get together and let's support our kids. We're also a 501c3, so we do take donations, and we try to help some of the kids that may have difficulties in participating in some of the events and things like that. So we love your support.
Board President, if I may, you heard Ms. Banks mention taking her daughter to the NCAA tournament and how it impacted her daughter. We are dedicated and committed to exposing our student athletes to athletics on a larger scale. We sent our Pistons, the basketball players, the girls and boys, we paid for them to go down to a Pistons game where they had full access, and I hope they didn't come home with a upset stomach because they were able to eat everything that they wanted, no matter how much they wanted. But we want them to know what it's like to engage at that professional level. And we are currently working on sending a group of our golfers to the Rocket Mortgage Classic this summer so that our students can actually experience a professional golf outing as well. So we're very pleased to be able to support them in that way also.
And thank you for that. One last thing. Coach Q, the assistant athletic director, also runs an AAU program out of Southfield, and we encounter many young people from the 4th grade on up. And a lot of parents have chosen to leave the Southfield district to go to Farmington and to go to Southfield Christian or to go to West Bloom, and they're not happy. And they all are considering coming back because oftentimes what we got to understand is that we're better together. We are better together. And oftentimes when we go to the glitz and glam of school districts, they don't treat our kids good. They don't treat them well at all. Not at all. Some people have good experiences, but it's not always. So as we make decisions as parents of where to send our kids to middle school, where to send our kids to high school, or what elementary school, always consider us.
Absolutely.
Let's choose us.
And Ms. Banks, to your point, we are one of the few school districts that does not charge our athletes. We are not a pay-to-play district. And when you go elsewhere, not only are children treated differently, they are charged for everything that they
Everything.
do, including the air that they breathe. So please be mindful of that as we make decisions for our young scholars.
And we're definitely thankful for that because Johnny Mason back. I'm also the Booster Club president for the bowling team. So one of the things that we do notice that when we show up to our matches on our buses, other districts and areas are looking at us like, y'all have busing for real? Some of these areas, when we go to district matches, the students are driving the students, and it's snow and ice, and these drivers aren't experienced. And going up to Oxford and going out as far as Clarkston, it's good that we're able to have busing and we don't pay anything extra for the students to bowl. But definitely for the Booster Club, if you're interested in donating, if you know anyone that would like to donate to the sports, please definitely have them reach out to the team. One of the things that happened to us this year is that one of our bowlers, her aunt works for Pepsi. So our bowling team was able to get drinks donated from Pepsi.
That's awesome.
So I was able to go downtown, pick up cases of Gatorade and waters and things like that for the bowlers to have. So definitely. Don't you start. So
I love Marie.
But
Together.
so if you know anybody that's interested in donating to the kids for performance, it also, like it was stated, it helps to have that for students who may not have enough to get uniforms, or we assist students as well to get that. And we do give out the forms for tax deduction with the 50C forms, 501c. So definitely look us up.
So I do want to say thank you to this Booster Club. Some of us are aware, Ms. Banks, you've been very vocal, very active. You call us out and you lift us up. So I just want to say, thank you to this Booster Club. I was out there on Lawrence Tech. I saw y'all set up through it all. You all were unwavering. And I really did appreciate that because y'all didn't pack up and leave. Y'all sat right out there in that with us. And I appreciate it. And we see you. So it's good to hear the positive, right? Because we always get the negative. But we appreciate seeing you. We appreciate what you do. And I think you're going to get a lot of help as this year rolls out. So thank you.
Through the chair. Real quick, to the parents, Ms. Banks, especially, I heard you say that we need more parent support when the kids are in the stands and there's a little commotion going on. You are absolutely right. It should not have to come from one individual, two individuals that are working with the children. And then I also need our parents to be welcoming to any correction that we give our children, because I myself would never ask another child to do something that I wouldn't ask of my own. So I also need our parents to be willing to accept that. Thank you so much.
All right. What an amazing evening. This was a great board meeting. We still have business to handle, and we still have action items. Board President and all trustees, in your board packet is the BUSCI's Director's Report. Our director is not with us this evening, nor is Trustee Joyce, because they are at the National Head Start Conference. And I also want to make a correction to something that was stated earlier. You did receive the BUSCI Head Start Report last month, so it is included every month to comply not only with the federal guidelines, but also to remain transparent with our community. That concludes the report of the superintendent.
Thank you, Dr. Green. Action items. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I just want to, of course, bring to the vision as it relates to our early childhood education programs and our pathway, that as we're planning things out, we continue to look at how we can expand the offerings in the district.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Do you want to do bond updates?
Oh, I touched on the bond updates
Okay.
earlier
I
as a
just wanted to make
cursory, and
sure.
then we'll go
Okay.
into greater detail
For
when
the
we get to the
information
information items. Yes.
Action items, we have Report 6188, Personnel Action Report. Trustees,
Number 3.
So number
do you want-
3.
do we
oh,
wanna,
do you want to open it?
open it
sorry.
and-
Yes, of course.
Madam
definitely.
Secretary, you
I-
usually
I know.
hold me
She
to
had a
the
moment.
fire.
I know. I think
It was rough.
I
It was
started seeing
rough.
names, and I
It
was
was
like,
rough.
wait, what?
It was rough.
Trustees, do we have a motion on the floor for Report 6188?
I motion that we open 6188.
Open and approve? Okay. It's been properly moved and supported. Any discussion? Trustee Smith Thomas?
Number 3.
Number 3. Number 3 was very difficult for all of us. I think me especially. Number 3 submitted for retirement last year, and through our conversation was gracious enough to give us another year of service. However, it was with the understanding that we would return number 3 back to her family at the end of that additional year. So I begrudgingly accepted her letter of retirement for this year. And I must say that the ladies in that department had 31, 27, and 26 years respectively. So they are all eligible for retirement. The good news is that we have already identified someone that has accepted that challenge moving forward, who is familiar with our district and has been in our district by way of Oakland Schools, and who will now join the Southfield Public Schools family.
Trustees, any other discussion?
Through the chair.
Yes.
Dr. Green, number 8.
Yes.
See, that one has retired. Is there any replacement?
My number 8 is a new hire.
And mine is too.
That may be the one you printed out. We've had a revised copy that's in your folder this evening.
Okay. Then it's the one I.
Yes, ma'am. So the newest one is in your packet. It will always be in your folder. So if it was number 8 before, it is probably my number 9. So my number 9, we are in the process of holding interviews for that retiree's position.
Okay, that's what I wanted, number 9.
Yes, number 9.
Number 9.
We are in the process of seeking candidates, and we will pre-screen those candidates, and with the assistance of that building level leader, we'll hold interviews for that position. These retirements, as you may note in your far right column, take effect at the end of the school year. So none of our babies will be without instructors for the duration of this school year.
Thank you.
Yes.
Dr. Green, really quickly, so am I reading this correct that it's 4 from the same area?
3.
Okay. And you mentioned one person that you guys have in mind, and you're interviewing for the rest?
One person has accepted the manager's position. We will then lean into that person to participate in the interviews to fill the other 2 positions. What we will also do is onboard this person at the end of May to afford this person an opportunity to work with those individuals to do proper succession planning.
Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
Trustees, any other discussion? Hearing none. Board Secretary, please call for the vote.
Trustee Ware Duvall?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Trustee Holloway?
Yes.
Trustee Bland?
Yes.
Trustee Belk?
Yes.
Unanimous.
And I would like to add for the record, Board Secretary, I do apologize. We have so much going on. Trustee Joyce is representing us at Head Start, and Trustee Johnson had an emergency, so he is not present this evening, but did contact us to let us know. Thank you. Information items, Report 6189, Intergovernmental Agreement for District Shared Services.
Thank you, Board President. This is our standard intergovernmental agreement for district shared services with Oakland schools. You may recall that our technology support district-wide comes by way of Oakland schools, and we are asking that we continue that relationship into the next school year. This item will be brought back before you at the next meeting for action. If anyone has questions now, we are open to entertain those. If not, and you wish to review them at your leisure, again, we will bring it back before you for action at the next meeting.
Any discussion, trustees, on this one? Next is Report 6190, Oakland County Mental Health Grant.
Thank you, Board President. As always, we apply for any grant that comes across our desk. This one was particularly near and dear to the work that we're doing. As you mentioned earlier, Ms. Lightsey has done a tremendous amount of work around mental health and wellness and mindfulness. This will add to that portfolio of services being provided. The county applied for a substantial grant and asked 4 school districts in Oakland County, Southfield being one, to participate. And if that money is awarded, we will have direct services in the district. If it is not awarded, we will still have a community of practice whereby we will continue to build our toolkit to provide some direct services to our students as well as to our staff. So we are asking you to support us in moving forward with this work as it aligns with the data points in the district and aligns with the MyKIP, which of course is the Michigan Continuous Improvement Process.
Dr. Green, is there any reason why we would hold off on making action? Is there anything?
No,
extra that
and
we would need
actually,
for either one
and
of
you know,
those,
I
89 or
apologize.
90?
When I'm in error, I am the first to apologize. So this is actually the grant that was already awarded. I told you everything that comes across our desk, we apply for
Yeah.
it. So this was actually the $175,000 that was already awarded in part to the work Ms. Lightsey did. And this will provide direct support for our staff members. As mentioned, we do look at the data and we recognize that our team is stressed, and this will create a space in every school whereby our teachers can go for their breaks for rest and relaxation. These will provide us easy massage chairs, world massage chairs, sleep galleria. So if you look for me, I will be in one of those locations. No, just kidding. There will not be one at John W. English. Let's be clear. Oh, there will? I'm sorry, Miss Miss Paula, come up to the
Miss
microphone.
Lightsey.
I'm so happy you're putting one here, JWE. I don't know what to do. I want to jump up and down. So we are getting these in, but they are not being paid for out of our general fund. They are all grant-funded dollars. So thank you, Ms. Lightsey. Please speak correctly because I am overwhelmed by all that we've shared today.
Thank you. Good evening, board members. and
Before
staff.
you start, Ms. Lightsey, thank you, Board Secretary. This is what I'm missing.
Well, it's still information, so
But you
we're
know
gonna
what,
action it.
because, yes,
Ooh, thank you.
is there a motion to open Report 6190?
I motion we open 6190.
It's been properly moved and supported. Trustees, is there any discussion around this? Would you like to have Ms. Lightsey discuss now? Thank you, Ms. Lightsey.
Thank you, Ms. Lightsey.
Important protocol. Good evening. My name is Paula Lightsey, and I am a long-standing employee of Southfield Public Schools and an absolute highly seasoned educator of over 40 years. So I wanted to say
That deserves a standing
Yes, we
ovation.
know. We love Ms. Lightsey now.
And so we were granted the pleasure of a $175,000 grant this year. And what was proposed was creating calming spaces for every building in the district. So it's not just for school buildings, but every building in the district. And what we know is if the adults aren't healthy, the children aren't either. And so this would allow an opportunity for adults to find places of calmness and to nurture and grow their SEL skills. By way of doing that, then they will enhance the academic and social success of students. And so, yes, we are getting massage chairs.
Okay.
And it was such a journey. I went on Amazon and I said, well, we got to have massage chairs for everyone. And my husband said, well, did you analyze the data? Did you look at the use? You know you're going to have multiple users. So he went about investigating and researching, and we got the best chairs that we could get for less money because he knows how to make a good deal.
I know that's
So
right.
we're
That's
excited
awesome.
about the opportunity. And things are going to be in that room, not just the chairs, but whether it's a puzzle or resiliency tool, or we're going to get light covers for the lights so you don't have the, these lights, whatever they're called. But just a lot of tools to help impact the social and emotional needs of our staff also. So thank you.
So, Ms. Lightsey, these massage chairs, every building will get one?
Well, I think there's a space downstairs that was called the parent room. I think that space has to be grown into something else so that the community and staff here can use it. So yes.
That is awesome.
And with
Yes.
Eisenhower going back online,
Yeah.
there'll be a space there. So as we continue to cycle schools through, there'll be a permanent space there also.
I love that. That is really great. Yes, ma'am, it is.
I have a question as it relates to one of the chairs being in our in-house Ascension Center, our wellness center over at
Our school-based.
Our school-based health center.
So
I was just,
it will not be in our Ascension School-Based Health Center. You may recall that
That
is
is
funded
Ascension.
in part by, funded in totality now
grant
by
dollars.
Ascension.
Ascension,
So we
yeah.
have to adhere to the health guidelines. Okay.
But there'll be 2 chairs at A&T because
It's a
the
larger
building
facility.
is so large and the staff is larger, so there'll be spaces on both sides of the building.
I think that is really good.
Coloring books.
Coloring books, Zen gardens, Alexa that will be attached to the wall so that you can hear music that's very relaxing. There's a lot of tools. It was hard to spend that money, but yet it was so easy. So there'll be a lot of tools that will help improve and increase the social emotional needs of our
And
community.
I just, for the community that is watching, I know you hear Zen Garden, all of this stuff, and I have communicated this to Ms. Lightsey offline, but I've actually watched students, including my daughter, use her mindfulness cards. I mean, in real time, right, without being prompted. I think that was the most, right, really, it hit me like they're using these tools. So I do want to say whatever happened over the pandemic and how we're responding to it is working. So, I didn't even know you were here earlier, but
Slipped in.
you did. But seriously, thank you, because you're passionate about this and you research it and it works. It's not just fluff. It really is helping our students, our staff, and our community. So thanks again, Ms. Lightsey.
You're welcome.
And the other
Thank
grant
you.
will be forthcoming because we did apply for the other grant that I mentioned as well.
We do apply for grants, we
apply
do.
for every grant that comes across our
That's
desk.
awesome. Trustees,
Thank
is there any other discussion regarding this report? Hearing none. Board Secretary, would you please call for the vote?
Trustee Ware Duvall.
yes.
Myself, yes. Trustee Holloway.
Yes.
Trustee Bland.
Yes.
Unanimous.
And for the record, motion carried, I apologize. And for the record, Trustee Belk had a family emergency and did need to leave, so I just wanted that on the record as well. Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Lighty. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Adler Elementary Bid Package, Report 6191, 6192, 6193, 6194, 6195, and 6196.
Thank you, Board President.
You're welcome.
As noted earlier, at the behest of the board, we did put the supporting documentation at the front of the section for the Adler bid packet. Then we separated each area based on the expertise of those trades that will be working in the respective area. One thing that we noted Trustee Holloway was interested in was identifying how many bids we received for each area. So you'll see on your action reports that we listed how many bids came in, who submitted bids, and then which one we were recommending. Trustee Joyce lifted before about the 10% contingency, so we built that in. Trustee Smith-Thomas lifted about the funding sources, so you can see not only did we list it, we highlighted the total amount and highlighted what funding source it was coming out of. So we hope that this meets the approval of the Board of Education. If it does, we will use this as our template moving forward for our bond projects. So you will see that all of the ones that the board president referenced are in relation to that of Morris Adler, exterior upgrades and secure entry for the fall and spring renovations. We have our experts here if you have any questions.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
I just have one question. Based on the bids that you saw, will all of these be able to meet your timing? Because I know that's been a concern, right? And we talked about the supply chain. How do you feel about that? Just because it's going to be a community ask, right? And it's going to be I know you all talked to the staff, but in order for us to speak more intelligibly to it, what are your thoughts? By all means, if you want to.
If you could get the microphone, that would be helpful for our viewing audience at home.
Sorry, thank you. So post-bid interviews were conducted with the those that submitted their bids to ask those questions, and we feel confident at this time that they will be able to meet that. There are, and I'll ask you to come up and join, Dan from Barton Mallow. We believe at this time that we are able to meet those requirements.
Okay.
Just to clarify that, it was done in various parts. So prior to the bids actually going out, we did our research and checked with all the equipment vendors as well as the contractors that will be executing the work in regards to their timelines. What Dr. Green pointed out is you have a swing space. So not only the benefit of that is you get more bidders, but also it allows them a longer timeline to execute the work. So in this process, specifically with the two jobs that we're speaking of, that allows them to work through the fall and with Adler also through the winter and going into the spring. So that gives them extra and additional time to make sure everything's done the way we needed to get done for this project.
Board President, if I may also mention on Report 6194 and 6195, you will see that the exact same graphic is on both pages, and I'd like to highlight the difference between the two. One is being funded under ESSER 3, the other is being funded under the capital improvement bond. The difference in the two is that the equipment we are able to purchase through ESSER $3, and the labor to install will be under that of the bond. So if you're wondering why we have two graphics with the exact same verbiage, yet two different prices, that one company is being awarded that project. However, it is coming out of two funding sources. Therefore, to keep our fiscal reporting clean, we are having it separated out for you.
And my last ask is that because safety has been brought to the podium many times, could you please describe what we're doing with the film that's going on those exterior windows indoors. Dr. Green, I know that was
That's
part
a
of
passion. That is
our safety
definitely something
initiative.
that we are extremely passionate about. And we went round and round with this, and it was an alternate option. We initially, before our country experienced the voluminous amount of incidents throughout the country with gun violence, we initially thought of putting a 3M solar film on the windows to prevent some of the UV rays from coming in. But then we quickly learned that the solar film did not provide impact resistance. So we switched gears and moved toward that of impact-resistant film. So all of the glass on the exteriors of our buildings will be impact-resistant, and we will continue with providing blinds or vertical blinds or shades in the classroom for the UV rays, because we are mindful of that also. But it was more important for us that we recommended to the trustees the additional cost to keep our children safe, because we cannot put a price on the life of any one of the Southfield Public Schools family members.
Thank you. Trustees, are there any other questions regarding the reports that we have on the table for Adler at this moment?
Yes, through the chair.
Yes.
I noticed that some of these are not the lowest bidder. Can you tell me why?
So, and Dan, you can speak to this. I know it's the lowest and best bid. It's not always just that of the lowest bid. So if there's a particular report number that you would like him to speak to?
I'm looking at, it's so small.
Well, I expanded it out on the next several pages, if you want to take a look.
Let me jump in before you actually find that. If you look at the report per the recommendation, it'll generally say, if it's not the lowest bidder, why we chose not to go with the lowest bidder.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I'm looking at one in particular. It's, let me tell you.
Is it mechanical, electrical, masonry, or general trades, or glass and glazing?
It is electric.
Electrical. So the electrical was split into two.
Says Tech Electric was the lowest bidder, but it was awarded to, starts with an A.
I can speak to that. Generally, the scope of work is what we present to them, meaning we give them an outline and a basis of what work we want to execute, what material or equipment they're supposed to provide, and in their bid, when they go through the process, they have a question and answer summary they have to go through. And once we get done with the bids, we go through and review and interview each contractor. And during the contract post-bid, we start inquiring as to, did they provide all of the equipment? Did they check every box that was needed to satisfy the scope? And that particular contractor said they'd get back to us, and when they got back, they recognized they did not cover everything. So that basically disqualified them from being the winning bidder.
Okay, so that applies to everyone in here that I saw that was the lowest bidder but did not get the contract.
That's correct. And if you're looking for something specific, it'll say, generally, if you look at the cover page, it should note why they were disqualified.
Yeah, I didn't see that. But I'll look again, but I didn't see it.
The other thing that I wanted to lift in the spreadsheet or in the Excel file, we also added a column which aligns with our board policy if it's a minority-owned business, a women-owned business, or a veteran-owned business, because that our board policy does speak to that. So we included that information for you as well.
I saw one of those.
Yeah.
I think it was a small
Small business.
women-owned business?
There's one that was a woman-owned business, and there's another that was a small-owned business.
Right, okay, I saw those.
Yeah.
And to provide a little clarification for what Dr. Green alluded to, we don't always go with the lowest bidder. We usually go with the best vendor or subcontractor that we think can execute the work. And that's part of the post-bid interview and going through those qualifications in question answer.
Sometimes we have people submit bids and they go extremely low in an effort to win the bid, and they don't have the capacity to do the work. So that is why the post-bid interviews are conducted.
I did see that particular one, but the other ones I didn't see. Thank you for that.
Trustees, any other questions regarding the Adler informational items.
My question just speaks to, I'm looking at 6194, the project funded ESSER 3 in regards to the timeline for spending the funds.
We're still compliant. ESSER 3 runs through December of 2024.
Okay.
And that has been approved in ESSER 3 by the federal government already. So once the board, it meets the requirements of the board, and we receive your affirmative vote, we will be able to move with ordering that equipment because there is a long lead time, specifically on the mechanical items.
Because this is such a heavy lift, and I know timing is important, I do want to respect the fact that we don't have our full body here. We do have a study session, so I would defer to having this conversation at the study session if it will not impact the timing. I do want to be respectful. I know this is an informational item, and normally I would ask the trustees if we would be willing to make this actionable. If there is any discussion around that, I would like to have it now. I just know that these are high dollar amounts, and I know what supply chain is looking like. I would like to move on this, but please, by all means, trustees, please give me your opinion or your wish regarding these items.
So I'll speak from my lens. I lean into the same regards I've made since we've started talking about the project, and that these are the experts. We had extensive conversation and even changed language around the governance of how this project will move forward, understanding that there will be multiple parts that would come about. And I think that I certainly speak for myself when I say this is not my wheelhouse, and I can certainly hear from you all. I can certainly hear from the community. However, I don't feel the need to hold up the process in any way. I trust that the due diligence was done and followed, and so I'm fine.
Trustees, is there any other discussion around making this report 6191 through 6196, the Adler Elementary bid package, an actionable item? Is there a motion on the floor?
I motion that we move report 6191 through 6196 to open and approve.
I second it.
It's been properly moved and supported. Is there any other discussion around report 6191 through 6196, Adler Elementary bid package? Hearing none. Board Secretary, will you please call for the vote?
Trustee Ware Duvall?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Trustee Holloway?
Yes.
Trustee Gland?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Motion carried. Thank you. The next report will be Kennedy Learning Center bid package, report 6197, 98, 99.
Thank you, Board President. As a reminder to our trustees, our longstanding trustees, and also to our newer trustees, Kennedy Learning Center was subject to an OCR complaint, and we have compliance issues that we need to meet. This has been an ongoing, long-standing OCR complaint that predates this administration. However, we are still working to bring us into compliance. Some of the larger ticket items there involved that of the parking lot, the curbs, the entryways, et cetera, and we continue to work on it. You will see that this big bid package did include those items for site work, but we also included and will partially fund by way of ESSER some additional outdoor equipment for our scholars that are medically fragile to be able to engage in some physical activities. We are installing a walking track or a rolling track for those that need it for that purpose, and we're also installing some playground equipment for our scholars there at Kennedy Learning Center. Again, as lifted with the other, we do have one that is split funded for report 98 and 99. Part of the asphalt work will be covered by that of ESSER 3, specifically that of the playground and the walking track, and then the other work that is asphalt work or site work will be covered by the capital improvement. And you will note that that does not say bond. It specifically says capital improvement because that is a separate pot of money.
As with Report 61, 91 through 96, I would ask that before we start any discussion, is there a motion to open and approve these three reports, considering this Kennedy piece has been looming over our heads for quite some time, and I think we want to get this complete as soon as possible. Trustees?
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and supported. Is there any discussion around Report 6197 through 6199?
My only remarks I just want to highlight, I actually think that it's quite commendable and responsible that these projects, that you all have found ways to split the funding. And I think that should not go without being stated and said for our community, because I think that, and this is just me thinking, again, not my wheelhouse, but I'm sure that because of all the projects that have to be done, I'm sure it would probably be a lot easier to just say, okay, we're going to use the bond for all of these. Like, okay, there we go. But you haven't, right? We're sitting here with, what is this? I've counted, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 10 different projects, kind of broken out, report-wise, that you've sat and found, because I'm pretty sure there's different regulations that apply with different funding sources, right? But you've sat and figured out, okay, what can we do, as part of this project to fund over here, to offset over here? And so I just think that should definitely should not go without being stated. It's very, very responsible.
Board President, if I may respond to Trustee Smith-Thomas, thank you for lifting that, because what we are doing is trying to be very intentional in applying what we can to grant dollars. Therefore, our community does not have to pay for these renovations by way of bond dollars. So thank you very much for lifting that. I'm sure that the team would not want to do all this work. But they're amazing at working with us on all of this.
Is there any other discussion around these three reports? Hearing none, Board Secretary, please call for the vote.
Trustee Glenn?
Yes.
Trustee Holloway?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Trustee Ware Devon? Yes. Unanimous.
Motion carried. Thank you both for staying.
Thank
I know
you.
it's been a long day for you both. Thank you for the information.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And safe travels as you go to witness your baby graduate.
Yes, please.
And
tell him he said
congratulations.
congratulations. And now we have, let's see. We have both the financial report and the monthly bill disbursement. I believe that Ms. Foster sent us all of these.
Absolutely.
Trustees, is there any discussion around the financial report and/or the monthly bill disbursement? Dr. Green?
Board President, it is also worthy of noting that while our board treasurer could not be with us this evening, he has coordinated a time with our chief financial officer to begin having those finance subcommittee meetings as well. So we are back on track with those pieces.
Perfect. Public On that committee will be, of course, Mr. Mark Ingram. It is Mr. Joyce, Trustee Joyce, and our treasurer, Amani Johnson, is chairing that. I also would like to highlight when I was at Southfield A&T for their senior parent meeting, many parents referenced Community Pass, which made me happy. I was surprised they were asking what things could they pay for using Community Pass. So it's catching on slowly but surely, and I think that would be to the pleasure of the board as well. Public participation. If you wish to address the board regarding a school-related issue that has not yet been resolved by school administration, please submit a comment card immediately. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per individual. As a matter of fairness, speakers with complaints against individuals are asked not to mention any persons by name. Complaints concerning employees pursuant to Board Policy 9130 should be brought to the attention of school principals or other administrators before coming to the Board of Education. Your cooperation is appreciated. Is Mr. Goldberg still here? No? Okay. Ms. Robinson, did you have another round of public participation?
We understand in the community that the special ed director was promoted to deputy superintendent, and we don't understand why when you also have an assistant, executive assistant to the superintendent. It seemed like those are overlapping responsibilities, and when Dr. Stiver retired, we eliminated that position so as to save the district funds. So we want to know why that was done. Also, we have 4,700 students, and we want to know where's the push to increase enrollment. We haven't seen any flyers or any information in the neighborhood regarding open enrollment, as we see from Farmington Hills and Bloomfield Hills. So if you could address that sometime, I appreciate it. Also, we'd like to know why staff is leaving the district at a rapid rate. What is the reason for that? And are all these positions going to be backfilled when they leave? And we just need to know, do you also have an exit interview status? We asked for that years ago, but we haven't seen that present itself. Why are these people leaving the district at a rapid rate? Also, my last question is, all parental concerns should be addressed, either written or verbally. Last month, a young parent was here with her concern, and she was here again tonight, and her concerns were still not addressed. Parents are the lifeline of this district. Your responsibility is to teach these students, and if you don't address their concern, they can take their students elsewhere. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustees, do we have anything for the good of the order?
I am just really full by this evening's meeting. I truly am. It has really done my heart well. All of the positive things, all of the positive representation, the excellence from our students, the excitement from our parents and involvement from our parents, really hearing it really just warmed my heart. The work being done around mindfulness and wholeness and wellness, so important. I'm in there, I'm in the classroom, I'm in the schools every day, so I know how much that is needed. And to know that it's like the vision we talked about many years ago of being a whole family, having that whole family, whole child approach to education, and so being able to see that play out tonight it really warms my heart.
So I do have something. I know I've said it before, and I know we're missing some members, but I just want to talk about the efficiency of this board. at this moment in time. It has been absolutely a pleasure. I must say that the communication, the thoroughness, the questions, the asks, the suggestions, I just would like to thank the partnership. It's very welcome. We all have other jobs, we have multiple children, and then we come here. And this work is not easy, but I believe that it is a labor of love for those of us sitting up here. Thank you to those of you who sit out in this audience and support us regularly, month after month, sometime week after week. We appreciate you, and I know that especially this meeting was extremely long, but it was worth it. It really was. It was worth it. So I appreciate you all. Thank you for continuing to do the work. I love hearing the truth because sometimes the lie can be more entertaining, but I love what is happening in this room. It's data, fact-based, and it's positive. So thank you all for coming and supporting us every month.
Through the chair?
Yes, ma'am.
I would also like to say thank you to Dr. Green's administration. You guys, all of you are sitting in this room still here at almost 9:30. Thank you for all the work that you've done, the dedication that you have, and I think the entire board has said it all evening, if not to just the parents and the students, but to all of you. Thank you. Your dedication means a lot.
Board President, if I may.
Yes, ma'am.
To add to what Vice President Ware Duval mentioned, there's a lot of miscommunication in the community regarding what is happening with curriculum, what is not happening. And I just ask if I could take a point of privilege and ask the instructional team to please stand, because there is work happening every day in this
Right.
district around every content area. And I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the hard work of these individuals in our district. Thank you.
Did anyone else have anything for the good of the order? As we say goodbye to our student board reps, you've done an absolute amazing job. I've seen the growth. Your reports are thorough, and you do your schools a service. We already have students reaching out about next year, and this is the first time that's happened since I've been on the board. So you've been an example, and your leadership is noted. Can't wait to see you all walk across the stage and sit on the stage with us. And we will see you on June 9th. Job well done. Future meetings, we have a special board meeting study session on Tuesday, May 23rd, and this meeting is adjourned at 9:28. Have a good night, everyone.